With this one, I certainly have a lot to choose from for an upcoming favorite song reaction. Servus Freunde, my name's Jimmy Cage. I have reviewed more than 400 Indian movies on the channel, and today I want to talk about the 1994 Hindi language Bollywood super hit Aapke Hain Koun. I actually already watched it quite some time ago when I was traveling from my family in Germany back to Vienna. With that many hours to kill, I thought it might be the perfect opportunity to finally give myself up to this more than 3-hour long song and dance spectacle. It was written and directed by Sooraj Barjatya, and as I understand, initially nobody thought the movie would make any money at all. But then it did not only make a lot of money, but it became the highest grossing Indian film ever at the time, and it had a huge influence on the cinematic landscape of India overall. And I can totally see why. Not only is this such a fun and soulful film, but it's also just so much about traditional Indian values. It's a big musical romantic family drama that's also all about family, about two families coming together. The one of Nisha, played by Madhuri Dixit, and the one of Prem, played by Salman. It's about them falling in love at the wedding of their elder siblings, about their many encounters, back and forth, teasing and opening up to each other, and for sure falling in love, which is unbeknownst to their families though. You could either say the movie's about their romance, which functions as the driving force of the narrative with all the family activities happening around it. Or you can also describe it the other way around, as a long, more than 3-hour long depiction of family festivities, during which our two leads happen to have their love story as well. The title Aapke Hain Koun can be translated as Who am I to you? The question that stands between the two of them. Though it's certainly no question to the audience, but that doesn't matter, as the movie just has so much energy and chemistry. It has that certain 90s Bollywood magic, and I was honestly enchanted right from the opening credits with this wonderful and warm love song playing while highlighting the faces of our leads. And I was honestly also quite excited to finally watch a performance of the young Salman. Both with Shah Rukh Khan and Aamir Khan, I have already watched some of their older work. But I haven't yet with Salman, and I'm happy to say that he's really quite charming in the role. He plays your typical lovable goofball character who likes to have fun, but also just has a big heart and also knows what to do when difficult decisions must be made. Or at least what's to do in regards to traditional Indian customs, in which family comes always first and personal happiness second. It's a film that completely plays to traditional Indian values, which can be criticized, but since this is almost 30 years old and I watched it from quite a different perspective, I just found it so wholesome for what it is. Apparently, filmmaker Karan Johar, who for example directed My Name is Khan, has said that the movie changed his life and made him become a filmmaker himself. I quote, "I realized Indian cinema is about values, tradition, subtlety, romance. There is so much soul in it." And yes, that very much describes Aapke Hain Koun. The story itself is actually pretty thin, especially when you consider the runtime. It's really much more an invitation to become a part of this big joint family for more than 3 hours and spend time with them. Share their many happy moments, but also the heartbreak that only happens very late in the film. And while I was watching it, I had no idea for the longest time that the basic storyline is actually a loose remake of the 1982 film Nadia Ke Paar, which, as you might remember, I also reviewed and which I really liked a lot. My biggest criticism with that movie was that it has a super late turn of events, which feels just a bit odd to my personal understandings of how to tell a story. Funny thing though, with Aapke Hain Koun being way longer than Nadia Ke Paar, that certain turn of events happens even later this time. Again, it felt rather strange to me. I mean, I get it, it's this stroke of fate and totally acceptable in these storytelling traditions, but to me it's still a bit odd. Overall though it's a remake, both movies are very different, with Nadia Ke Paar beautifully showcasing a light-hearted, romantic rural setting and Aapke Hain Koun beautifully showcasing a light-hearted, romantic family gathering in a giant mansion setting. This one has that awesome studio feeling. All these lovely colorful sets filled with all these different family members who just wait for another chance to break into song and dance. A huge part of the runtime contains of song and dance numbers, and they are so great. The soundtrack was composed by Ram Lakshman and it features a whopping 14 numbers. Though 2 numbers got cut for a slightly shorter version. You can watch both those songs on YouTube, and I think the longer version was shown on television a lot of times, but the version I watched on Netflix didn't feature those 2 songs. Like 1 year later with DDLJ, the soundtrack is without a doubt the biggest highlight of the movie for me, and I have been listening to it for weeks now. Please keep in mind that at the end of the day, I'm doing a review for the movie and not just for the soundtrack. The soundtrack is absolutely fantastic though, and while the scenes between the songs are fine, I was always looking forward to the next great track while watching. There are just so many fantastic songs in this one. My favorite certainly being Jo Te Dedo Pe Se Lelo. The song itself is fantastic and has been stuck in my head for weeks now, but the whole sequence, the dance choreography, the energy, the passion, the charisma and presence by Salman and Madhuri, and also the fun of that whole shoe-stealing endeavor, it's just to die for. And of course, the singing. I just love the sound of it. S.P. Balasubramaniam and the Nightingale of India herself, Lata Mangeshkar. And my god, the climax of this song. It all culminates in Nisha and Prem realizing their strong feelings for each other. This just has to be one of my absolute favorite Indian song and dance numbers ever. Maybe even my favorite, I don't know. And again, it's only one great song in the company of many other wonderful ones. The second most memorable for me is Diktana, which is just so much fun and also gets a huge comeback at the end of the movie. I also absolutely love the whole Samdi Samdan Aaj Hamare Dil Mein sequence. Not only a beautiful song, but it really shines a light on all the wonderful supporting actors. Rima Lagu is just glowing in this entire segment, so beautiful. And you can really feel all the emotions, all the gratitude, all the love, all the joy of these families joining. Anupam Kher and Alok Nath also doing such fine jobs. A special shout out also goes to Sahila Chadha, who plays the comedic relief character Rita, who totally owns one of the most fun segments in which she is posing as Salman Khan's character Prem. And this goofiness is of course also something you have to accept, or better adore, because the movie has plenty of those idiosyncrasies of that specific time, and you can either find them charming or kind of bad taste or just cringe-worthy. Things like the family dog who knows all the tricks and saves the day, the pulp culture references like huge Disney characters in the nursery, or those super strange giant photos of Nisha eating ice cream. I mean, who puts up giant photos of themselves eating ice cream in their room? It's also just kind of baffling to me when the movie is going for some more serious, more heartfelt or downright sad moments, and yet the shot composition contains some really bizarre cartoon poster right behind the characters. But in such a big and spectacular through and through Bollywood movie, I don't mind it and I'm just fascinated by it. If I wanted to be critical, I could pick the movie apart for all kind of reasons. But that wouldn't feel right at all and completely miss the opportunity to enjoy this kind of movie for what it is. So in German I'd say, Aapke Hain Koun ist ein riesiges, funkelndes Bollywood Musical Fest, in dem ein toller Song den nächsten jagt und die Familie und die Freude am Beisammensein einfach über allem anderen steht. I give Aapke Hain Koun 8 out of 10. It's more like 7.5, but I don't do that. Alright, that's it like always. Comment below and let me know what you think about Aapke Hain Koun. And also, which big Bollywood movie should I watch next? You can hit me up on Twitter, Instagram and Letterboxd, and also on Patreon, simply at TheJimmyCage. And if you enjoyed this episode, please give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe, whatever you like. And make sure you hit that bell for all I have to tell.